Greetings, I'm the Bulgarian Troglodyte. Today I'm gonna talk about films that should get boutique, Blu-ray or 4K releases. So this is a part 2 because I just did this topic like a week ago and I decided that I want to do another part. But this time we have a bit less films, so we have 20 films this time. Last time we had like 32 or something like that. And let me know if some of these films are already out on boutique Blu-ray or 4K. Or even on regular Blu-ray, because I might have just missed this getting released. But first we have this film called The Angel or Launch. Is this very experimental film? It's only like hour long, but it's a very interesting film, a very weird film. I watched it like a few years ago. I don't remember that much about it, but I rated it 5 stars back when I watched it, so it must have been really good. But yeah, it's a very interesting film from what I remember, and would love to see it getting released. Again, it probably won't. It's not really the type of film that people release, but maybe it will. Then we have Ngakuru Ishii film August in the Water. The first Ishii film I ever watched, and I've only seen a couple up to now, but again, one of my film watching plans is to watch more of his films sometime soon. And as you guys know, I'm trying to get my Japanese film numbers up, so Ishii is one of the directors who I'm gonna use to get those numbers up. Yeah. But this is a very interesting film. I watched it in a really bad print back when I saw it. It was like 360p, which really hindered the experience, but I could still really tell that it's a very interesting film, a very unique film, and another very weird film. I don't really know what it is trying to say, but it was interesting nonetheless, and I think this would look really stunning on Blu-ray or 4K. And some of Ishii's other films have been released in the past couple of years, I think, maybe by Third Window and I think some other labels as well. So hopefully this one will get released too. I mean, this is one of his most famous films, so you would think that they would also release this one if they can get the license, but who knows, maybe they can't. Then this might be the most famous film out of the bunch. It's The Cook, the Thief, His Wife and Her Lover by Peter Greenaway. A masterpiece, such a great film, a really dark film, one of my absolute favorites. And this is available on regular Blu-ray, which I don't own, but I've heard that the regular Blu-ray is like really bad. It has a bad transfer and I think some other issues as well, if the things are true that I've heard about it. But yeah, so I think somebody should release this. I think this would fit Criterion really well, or maybe even BFI. And I think this would probably sell quite well, as it is a fairly famous movie and something I think many people would like. But I don't know why nobody has released it, so maybe there again are some issues there, but I don't know. Then we have a contemporary Jacques Rivette film. It's the Duchess of Lanchon. But this one I've wanted to see for a very long time, but I never been able to get like a decent looking copy online, or sometimes I found like a copy on YouTube, but then it doesn't have English subtitles, so I've never been able to watch this film. And this is the only film out of this list that I haven't seen. But as a big Jacques Rivette fan, I think I'm probably gonna like this film, and again, I would love to see more Jacques Rivette getting released. Of course, recently some of his films have been released in the US, but I would love to see those films in the UK as well as importing from the US. It's not that much fun, so yeah. Then we have The Fruit of Paradise by Vera Hytilova. So it's the director of Daisies, but this is an incredible Czech New Wave film, kind of a retelling of the Adam and Eve story from the Bible. Yeah, it's a weird one, yeah, but a very interesting and beautiful one. This is available on Criterion Channel, and I think it might have been available in one of the Eclipse sets, but I think it hasn't been on Blu-ray ever yet. But this would be perfect for second run, as they release lots of Czech New Wave. So I think it's very much possible that they would release this one at some point. Maybe they have already released this on DVD, by the way, I don't remember, but it'd be great to see an upgrade. Then we have one of the great South Korean directors, Kim Ki-young, and this is Goru Eoyang, or I think Burying All Alive. It's the English title, but it's basically the Ballad of Narayama story, but in a Korean context. And this film hasn't survived in its entirety, so when you watch it, there are some scenes missing, but it's still a masterpiece in my opinion, and I actually prefer this to the Japanese Ballad of Narayamas, because those Ballad of Narayama films, the two, were actually quite disappointing to me, because those were films that I was really excited about, but then they ended up being a bit underwhelming, even though I think they are both good films. But this one, on the other hand, really blew me away, and I need to rewatch this. It's such a great movie. And we actually have another film here from the director Ioe, uh, Ieo Island. I don't know how to pronounce that, but it's a very interesting film, kind of disturbing, very hypnotic, macabre, but beautiful film. And there are some other films by him that should be released. I mean, The Housemaid has a release already, because that was his most famous film and even inspired Bong Joon-ho's Parasite, but I think that some of his other films should be released as well. They are really, really good. Some of the best South Korean films, and not many people know about these. But anyway, let's go back. So I jumped a bit. So we have Ryosuke Hashiguchi's so not Hamaguchi, but Hashiguchi. And Hashiguchi is a gay filmmaker from Japan, and he makes these slice of life films with gay characters often. So, and this one is the only one I have seen from him, but some of his other films are available in some of these like websites like the Internet Archive and YouTube, I think even. So I want to watch his other stuff too, because I really enjoyed this one. I think I even talked about it in some videos. But yeah, it's a really good slice of life film about some gay characters, and not all of the characters are gay, but yeah, it's a really solid film. And I had to watch it in a pretty bad print in the Rare Film website. I think it was like 480p, so I would love to see it on Blu-ray. Yeah. And this one would be something maybe for third window. Yeah. Then last time we talked about Raul Ruiz as well, so we now have another one from him, the hypothesis of the stolen painting. Such a cool title for a film, by the way. But this is also another masterpiece from him, a very experimental, weird film, but a great one. Again, I'm not expecting this to come out on Blu-ray, but maybe some label will surprise me and bring it out. Yeah, this one we already talked about. Then we have Xavier Dolan's I Killed My Mother, which is a fairly popular film, and I'm actually very surprised that Dolan's films haven't been like released by any of the boutique labels. Some of his films have like regular Blu-rays, but I'm pretty sure this doesn't even have that, at least on print. So I would love to see this. This would fit Criterion really well, and I think Dolan's films would also sell probably like fairly well. So I don't know. I don't know why his films haven't been released, but yeah. Then we have a Finnish film, Kuumakissa or Hot Cat. This 1960s film, and it's like a Finnish new wave film, so it has that new wave style. It's about a teacher having a love affair with a student. So a classic story there, but it's a really beautifully filmed and a very interesting film. I really like it. One of my favorite films from Finland. Yeah, again, it probably wouldn't sell that well if a UK or US label would put it out, but I would love to see it, and I think art house fans from other countries would enjoy it. And I've seen some like non-Finnish people rating this on Letterboxd, so I think there might be a copy somewhere online with English subtitles, but I don't know. Then we have Keikumai's The Long Darkness, a great slice of life Japanese film from 1972. I think this was released by Eureka, but on DVD, so I would love to see it on Blu-ray or 4K. Yeah, such a great Japanese film. Very simple but beautiful film. And this one you can watch on Rare Film website. I think it's 720p quality, so it looks pretty decent, but could look way better. But go watch it if you can. Then last time we also talked about Guy Gilles, but this is another great film from him, Laugh at Sea. I think this is probably his most famous film, and it's again a French new wave film, a very short film, only like 60 or 70 minutes, I think. And but yeah, really beautiful film, not quite as good as Open Coupe in my opinion, but still really good. And I'd love to see again all of these Guy Gilles films on Blu-ray or 4K. They would look stunning. Then we have a Superberg film, Parsifal, based on the Wagner opera. So a very long film. You can watch this on YouTube if you want, but yeah, I don't think this is ever gonna get released. It's not that well known, and probably not many people would buy it. So I'm almost like dead certain that this won't get released. This is probably the most unlikely out of all of these to get released, but you never know. Then we have Pink Narcissus, one of the best gay films of all time. Beautiful aesthetic achievement. But as this was shot with like really like bad cameras and stuff, I've kind of heard many people say that this probably wouldn't look that good on Blu-ray, or the Blu-ray wouldn't like improve the viewing experience that much because it was shot on those cameras. But I don't know. I would still love to see it. I think it has been released on DVD a few times, but not on Blu-ray or 4K. Then this one would look absolutely stunning on Blu-ray or 4K. It's the Plea by Tenki Sabulachi, a Georgian film. It's very much along the lines of like Tarkovsky or Marketa Lazarova by Francesc Flagil. Kind of poetic, really kind of grandiose looking art house film. This one you can watch on YouTube usually in really bad quality though, so I've only seen it in really bad quality, but it still made such an impression on me even though I had to watch it on a bad quality. Yeah, this is something that maybe Second Run would put out. Yeah, I don't really think that any other label would put this out, but maybe Second Run. Then another Peter Greenaway film, Prospero's Books. I think this has been released on like regular Blu-ray, but I think it's like a Spanish Blu-ray or something, so it's not even available on Blu-ray in the UK or the US, again, to my knowledge. And I don't know how the Spanish Blu-ray is. Yeah, it probably has like Spanish dubbing. Hopefully it has that original English um, audio in it as well. Because I know, again, some European countries dub the films, and sometimes when they put out Blu-rays, they don't have the original audio, which is such a disgrace. I really don't understand that. Fortunately, we don't do that in Finland other than for children's films. But yeah, such a beautiful, painterly film. Then we have Mikio Naruse's Sound of the Mountain, one of his best films, if not his best. Very Osu-esque film. And I think this maybe was released by Criterion in an Eclipse set, and it's available on Criterion channel. But it's never been on Blu-ray or 4K, and probably will never come out on that way, but who knows? Would love to see it. But the Criterion channel print looks like really good already, so you can watch it in a really good quality already, but it would be great to see another disc release. Then we have History de Marie et Julien, so another Jacques Rivette film, a really good one, starring Emmanuel Bercht, who is one of my cinema loves. Yeah, I just love her so much. She's such a great actor and so beautiful as well. This has been released on like regular DVDs, but never on Blu-ray to my knowledge. Maybe in French, maybe in France it has been released, but I don't know. But a really good film. I kind of watched it when I had my original like Jacques Rivette binge like a few years ago, so I haven't watched it since, so I need to watch. Then another French film, it's a Eric Romer film, one that I watched fairly recently. It's The Tree, the Mayor, the Mediathek. Probably his most political film. A really good film, and to my knowledge, this hasn't been released on Blu-ray, but I might be wrong about it. But I would love to see this as again Rome is one of my top three directors, and I've kind of thought in the past year or so that Rome might actually be my favorite director even over David Lynch. So we'll see how that battle in the top of my directors list will continue. But yeah, Rome, I really love him, and this is a really good film. Let me know what you think of any of these films, or if they are already on great releases, and let me know what films you would like to see in Blu-ray or 4K. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't drink Coke at all. Sayonara and arigato gozaimashita.